We want to welcome back our CEO and .ca users. It's day one of PDAC in Toronto, and I'm joined by Francois Lalonde, President and CEO of Stellar AfricaGold. How are you doing? How's day one been?
I'm doing very well, thank you, Amrit. Started early this morning, but I'm glad to be here. A little bit of snow on the sidewalks as we walk here, but hey, that's fine.
Yeah, well, welcome to Toronto. So tell us a little bit about AfricaGold, the vision, and how you got involved.
Well, sure. Maybe how it all started for me. Stellar Africa, it's about 10 years in my case. Now, mind you, the company has been listed for over 20 years, certainly. When I say 10 years, it's because back in 2011, I was able to vend in a gold exploration permit. And we were lucky, just a year later, 2012 or 13, Newmont signed a deal with us and joint venture just for a year. They spent a little over $1 million, and they did geophysics, they did some mapping, and of course they left all that information with us. And that's what provided me with a board seat, stayed with the company from then on. And it's only recently, during the pandemic, that a few of our executives stepped back a little bit, and I decided to take the challenge and become the CEO. So that's my story with Stellar.
Oh, thank you for sharing. So tell us about your recent operations and what investors can expect going forward.
Sure. We have acquired some permits, and that's why I was excited to take the challenge, because it was like a new chapter for Stellar. And not only we had that historic permit in Mali that I brought in, we also acquired 3 more pending permits in Ivory Coast and 7 permits in Morocco. Now, we've decided to make Morocco our focus, and that's what I want to tell the investing community here, that we've been very fortunate for the past 18 months since I've been the CEO. We have performed a few exploration campaigns, mostly surface, shallow trenches, a few mechanical trenches, which were a little deeper, and we had lots of stream sediments campaigns. But one drill campaign was also successful, even though we only performed about a dozen holes, and this was RC drilling. But it certainly warrants for more in the coming years. So that's the story in short.
Well, tell us about the challenges that come with working in Morocco, but where there are challenges, there are also opportunities. So if you could delve into that a little bit as well.
Absolutely. Maybe I can start with the challenges. There are a few, because Morocco is fairly new for investors, not for the mining industry. There is a mining history in Morocco. It's mostly state-owned companies that work over there. But investors, I guess they always look for something that's very well known to them, such as, I don't know, the Abitibi Val d'Or district in Quebec, or the Siguri Basin in Guinea, or maybe the southwest of Mali. And then they look the other firms that work around and the projects that we have. Difficult to do that in Morocco, because it's mostly known for base metals. It's known for, as I said, the state-owned companies that work over there. But I should say that slowly it's ramping up. Aya Gold and Silver is doing very well at bringing this shine to the precious metal industry in Morocco. We're not too far, just 60 kilometers apart from where they are. So we certainly will be looking for some good vibes coming from that side. Now, that's for the challenges. As far as the opportunities are concerned, I should say that Morocco is a great jurisdiction to work. And actually, not only me, but you can rely on the Fraser Institute for this, because they certainly have had a few good words for Morocco. And now you will see a little more news coming from there. The mining code has only been altered once, I think, since 1957. Geopolitically speaking, it's very stable. So, and these state agencies can be good partners. We've seen that with SOCAM in Quebec. Well, and in our case, we partner with ONIM, which is a state agency. And it's been a pleasant surprise in our case. They certainly were helpful, not only in helping us getting some permits when time came to build an 8-kilometer access road to the permit, but also with a wealth of technical information that they shared with us as soon as we partnered with them. So what we have is a 90% earn-in, so that's why they, even though we fulfill our obligations, they will still remain a 10% partner at the end. So you can see that it's well run and well experienced in the country. So we're quite pleased with that.
Jurisdiction cooperation is something that's come up throughout the day. So could you maybe delve into your recent projects and what investors can expect kind of going forward?
Yep. As I said, surface exploration work. We had that first drill campaign. This was late summer, early fall season 2022. And what we did following that drill campaign, where we got some great results, even more so from the mechanical trenches that we did in order to build the drill pads. But we identified a diorite intrusions, and we were able to launch quite an exhaustive exercise, a mapping exercise of that diorite, which extends over several meters, I would say nearly 100 meters wide. And we're convinced that this contributed to the shear zone that we already had identified as a highly mineralized zone for us. So it's quite, how should I say, encouraging that not only we had that 2.3 kilometer shear zone to explore, but now we have that diorite intrusion as well, which sits on top of it. And we have a good feeling because of that mapping exercise that it probably replicates itself at different elevations. So we're looking forward to the next drill campaign in order to identify.
Well, you've touched on it a little bit, but how do you think you stand out from the rest of the competition out there?
I think now is a very good time to invest in the company. And one of the reasons is that it's, first of all, the market cap is below $5 million, so there's not much downside. And yet there is some work that was done. We have announced a gold discovery. So it's not like a shot in the dark. We know that the next drill campaign will be bringing back some good results because of the previous ones. So it certainly warrants for some interesting future as far as what we're doing. And I think the timing is right. And also, what I should tell the investors is I'm not alone in this. I have some quite experienced people around me. A few board members like John Cumming, who did very well here in Canada with the Chemis Gold Project in BC. That's some time ago, but then the Merrick's Gold Project in Africa. John was instrumental as a securities lawyer when that project was sold to AfricaGold. And funny enough, more recently, it's Managem that acquired these permits from AfricaGold. Managem is a state-owned Moroccan company, so it speaks for itself. We also have Yassine Belkabir, who is a board member with us. Yassine was instrumental in helping us to sell our previous bulk sample operations that we had in Guinea. And that project brought back a little north of $5 million cash, and that's what we used to acquire some new permits, where Yassine was also instrumental in brokering some deals for us and acquiring these permits, not only in Morocco, as you can imagine. He's a Moroccan national himself, but also in Ivory Coast. So,
what is your outlook for gold in 2023?
I wish I had a crystal ball and I could tell. But listen, gold, I think, did very well in 2022, even though it had a lot of headwind. I'm optimistic by nature, and I think that it's going to do even better in 2023, so fingers crossed. We'll see.
Well, is there anything else that you'd like to share with the investors?
As I said earlier, we have a good team, we have a good project. It's the right time, certainly, to invest in the company. As I said, the market cap is below $5 million, so it can only go up from now. And because we have identified some good targets, we can expect some good results as well. So it's looking good.
Yeah, well, thank you for joining us today, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your time at PDAC.
Absolutely.
Take care.
Cheers, Amrit.